Welcome. I'm so excited that you are joining me again today. We are on day 4 of our Restorative Yoga Challenge, and I'm hoping that so far you have been finding some time for yourselves each day and taking a moment or two to just find some relaxation, whether through a pose, whether through intention setting, gratitude, whatever is working for you. I'm hoping that it's landing in your life each day, and hoping that also that you've been able to have a chance to jump onto our Facebook group or join some of our Facebook lives in the group, just to bring in your questions or comments or anything at all about your experience. Would love the feedback and just to know how you're doing and how you're landing. So today we're going to come through pranayama, and we're going to explore the equalizing breath practice. And then we're also going to move into a meditation. So I've combined the two, as it is definitely an opportunity for us to start to calm the mind, to connect to our bodies, and to just notice what's going on, and being able to maybe find some rest and relaxation through just that calming of the mind and not having all of the external coming at us. So we're going to do the equalizing breath. So just wherever you are, find yourself a nice comfortable seat. So if you're on the earth, just finding those sits bones. If you're sitting in a chair, rocking back and forth, finding the sits bones, just drawing your butt maybe a little back on the chair, but making sure your feet can land onto the earth. So lift and spread your toes. Hands can be on thighs or holding, whatever works. If you're on the earth, just allowing hands to be on thighs, finding that comfortable position. So if you need to elevate the hips over the knees, bringing in a blanket or a block, just really ensuring that you're finding comfort. So we're going to gently move from our pranayama practice right into the meditation. And the meditation is one that I've written, and I call it the ocean. And the intention when I created this meditation was about forgiveness and exploring forgiveness for yourself and for those in your life. So just welcoming you to try the meditation, seeing if it lands for you, and letting it go if it doesn't. So let's find that seat, soften your gaze, closing your eyes, and just coming into your breath. Allow your breath to be its natural rhythm, but bring awareness to the breath to notice. So noticing your inhales and your exhales. Noticing the length of your inhales and the length of your exhales. Noticing where the breath is traveling into the body. Is it coming deep into your lungs, or are you having a short breath into the chest? Begin to become aware of the physical body as you're breathing in and out. Noticing perhaps as you're drawing the breath inward, that length that comes into the spine. And as you exhale, noticing the release of the shoulders down the back and the rooting and groundedness into the earth. And inviting you now to gently notice your thoughts. As we've talked about over the 5 days, it's a busy time of year. Perhaps we have monkey mind going, so allowing yourself to just notice. Notice what is present. Seeing if you can acknowledge the thoughts and let them float away. As it's not an exercise in clearing the mind completely, but rather not to interact or engage with the thoughts that may be present in the moment. Allowing those thoughts to be acknowledged and letting them gently drift away. And we're going to gently come back to the breath. I'm going to invite you to notice the length of your inhale and to notice the length of your exhale. Noticing if one is longer than the other. Sometimes if our inhalations are longer, it could mean that we are experiencing a heightened state of awareness. Maybe we're in our sympathetic nervous system. Our heart rate might be up a little. If our exhalation is longer, perhaps we feel more of a sense of calm. Our heart rate may be slower. So just noticing, be aware, it's all information our body is giving us. And then I'm going to invite you to gently begin to equalize the inhales and exhales. So gently starting with the count of 3. So let's inhale for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And exhale for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So finding this rhythm, inhale and exhale for the count of 3. Noticing if that comes with ease. Noticing if you need to lengthen to the count of 4. Every body is different. So allow it to come in to where it works for you. It could be a shortened breath. Allowing it to be as you need it to be. Continuing with that equal inhale and equal exhale. And gently let the breath travel from the inhale to the exhale, to the inhale, to the exhale. That continuous rhythm without bringing in a pause. Just gently transitioning from the inhale to the exhale. Finding that comfort in the breath. And the invitation is, if you would like to try and create a pause in the breath, as you inhale for 3, pause, hold for 3, and exhale for 3. Inhale for 3, pause for 3, exhale for 3. And if holding the breath for that pause is uncomfortable, don't do it. Just continue with that floating rhythm of inhale to exhale at the same count. So allowing yourself to notice what works. And then if you would like to come a little deeper into the practice, inhale for 3, pause for 3, exhale for 3, pause for 3. So finding a pause at the end of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. And again, finding your count. So perhaps 2 is better for you, or 4, allowing it to be what it needs to be for you, or staying with the inhalation to exhalation. Just allow yourself to breathe at equal rates for inhales and exhales. And we're going to do 3 more rounds, which will include the pause. So whenever you're done your 3 rounds, just allow yourself to come back to your natural rhythm. Noticing your natural rhythm, noticing what is present in your body, noticing your thoughts, noticing sensation. Perhaps the body and the mind feel calmer, more grounded, more rooted. Just become aware, become present with the sensation. And we're gently going to move into our meditation. So if you've been seated with your legs crossed in easy pose, inviting you to change the cross of your legs. If you need to bring a little bit of movement, allow that to come in, and then begin to reground and find that comfortable seat. Allowing yourself to let that spine elongate on the inhale, and you're rooting towards the earth on the exhale. Just finding this natural rhythm of breath. Allowing the gaze to stay soft or the eyes closed. Perhaps becoming hypnotized by the rhythm of your own breathing. Just releasing any tension you may be holding in any joints, in your muscles. Finding that space of relaxation within your pose. Allowing yourself to just gently allow the breath to grow deeper, bringing it deeper into the lungs. Letting the belly rise as you inhale, and as you exhale, the belly draws towards the spine. And if you are familiar with the Ujjayi breath, bringing in that beautiful breath, that breath where we allow perhaps our tongue to come to the roof of our mouth and bringing that constriction into the back of the throat to create that sound of the ocean. Whatever breath you're working with, just allowing yourself to begin to visualize the beautiful ocean. With the waves gently lapping on the sand of the shore. Noticing that continuous blue all the way to the horizon of the sky. Staring into the beauty of the water that sits before you, feeling that connection to the ocean, knowing that you are the ocean and the ocean is you. Begin to walk towards the ocean. Getting closer and closer to the shoreline as you begin to allow your feet to feel the sand between your toes and then the gentle lapping of the water. Pausing and breathing in this wondrous ocean that lies before you. Feeling the support, the calm, and the intensity that lies in the ocean. With each gentle lapping onto the shore and over your toes as they squish into the sand. Connected to the water, to the earth. Embracing all that lies before you. Feeling loved. Feeling held. Allow yourself to connect to your heart center. Bring that awareness to that beautiful light within you. Notice as that awareness comes into the heart, Is there a weight that you're carrying? Is there a weight that you're carrying from a difficult relationship? Is there a weight that you're carrying from a difficult interaction? Is there a weight that you're carrying from your past? And allow yourself to notice. Allow yourself to be open to the idea it is time to forgive. It is time to release that weight. Knowing that we are not forgiving to say that what occurred was okay. We are forgiving to release that weight. We are forgiving so we can move forward for our greatest good. So we can release the pain, the anger, the sadness that has been a weight on our heart and that we have carried throughout our journey. Allow yourself to look down at your feet, noticing the beautiful blue water washing over your feet up to your ankles, the feet connected to the sand. And you notice a beautiful shell that has traveled to your feet from the ocean. You gently bend over and pick up this beautiful shell and place that heaviness that is in your heart into this shell. You allow the shell to take the weight from your heart. You offer gratitude for the shell landing at your feet. You acknowledge the shell as holding this weight, and you allow that weight to know you have forgiven, and it is time to let it go. You take that shell and you send it back into the ocean, releasing that weight and returning the shell to its rightful place. Noticing how your heart feels as you've gently released this weight. Bringing your awareness back into the heart, noticing the lightness that has been created, the space that is now there. You also notice there continues to be heaviness, and you realize that you have not offered yourself forgiveness. You have not granted yourself this forgiveness for perhaps a transgression, perhaps something you feel you should have done, or something someone has told you you should have done. You notice that you hold yourself to this standard, that you beat yourself up, and yet never offer yourself forgiveness and unconditional love. You notice that you create harsh words for yourself. You notice this creates negativity in your day. You become aware of the anger that rises up, all from lack of self-forgiveness. You bring your awareness once again to your feet, and yet another shell has appeared. As the ocean's waves lap up against your feet and your ankles, and you bend down and pick up this shell, holding it to your heart. and gently and sweetly placing into the shell what you have been carrying, what you have not let yourself be forgiven for, into the shell. You take this opportunity to offer yourself love and compassion, and you send this love and compassion into the shell and into the weight it is carrying on your behalf. And you gently send it all the way back into the ocean, back to its home, while it takes away that heaviness that you hold for yourself. You once again root yourself, feeling the waves lapping over your feet and your lower legs. You tune inward and notice you feel even lighter. You connect to your heart and you realize you have been missing compassion for yourself. And in this moment, you feel that compassion, that love, and ready to move forward on your journey. You realize this has been the sense of freedom that is missing in your life. Breathe in that freedom. Breathe in that lightness. Know in this moment you are perfectly imperfect. And know you are enough. Bask in the glory of being you. As you find new strength in this knowledge, you turn to leave the ocean, to come back into your life, knowing that you can always come back when you need that support, that feeling of connection, that time for you. As you begin to walk away from the ocean, begin to draw your awareness back into your body. Start by deepening your breath. Allow yourself to begin to notice the sensations in the physical body, to notice the energy in the room that surrounds you. Allowing yourself to come back into this present moment, to come back in and continue with your day. Just inviting you to slowly begin to move, maybe circling wrists or having a nice deep stretch with your arms reaching to the sky. And letting those hands just gently float to heart center. And as we begin to come back into the space, into our day, reading to you a poem from Lewis Smedes. Forgiving does not erase the bitter past. A healed memory is not a deleted memory. Instead, forgiving what we cannot forget creates a new way to remember. We change the memory of our past into a hope for our future. Just allowing those words to come in and resonate as they do. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Thank you for joining me today. Have an amazing rest of your day. Namaste.